Hello everyone! In this video, I will be translating and summarizing the latest Urdu broadcast by Shahbaz Gill to make it accessible for our English-speaking audience. Let us go through the key developments and insights in Shahbaz Gill's words. Today's most important news is the meeting between President Donald Trump and Field Marshal Asim Munir. Yes, just a few hours ago, it was announced that today, on Wednesday at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, United States time, President Trump will host Field Marshal Asim Munir in the White House's cabinet room for a working lunch. It will not be a formal lunch, but a working lunch. And after the lunch, the meeting will take place. The meeting in the cabinet room means that other military generals and officials from President Trump's team will also be part of the discussion. It is a very important meeting, with no doubt, both for Pakistan, the ongoing situation in the region, and the Pakistani diaspora in America. So let us discuss all the details of this meeting and try to understand what President Trump might ask from Field Marshal Asim Munir, what Field Marshal Munir might request from President Trump, and what both sides can offer to each other. First of all, keep in mind that this meeting was not scheduled with President Trump initially. Field Marshal Asim Munir arrived here on the 12th, and his meetings with military generals and their respective intermediaries have been taking place in the background. Why? Because the war with Iran had already started to seem imminent. However, both America and Pakistan had been aware of this for some time, and we had previously informed you when the United States began pulling out its personnel from Qatar, United Arab Emirates and other bases. This was a clear indication that the war could begin at any moment, and indeed it did. So Field Marshal Munir's visit to the United States is not related to any other issue like human rights in Pakistan, rare earth minerals or cryptocurrency. It is directly related to Iran and the looming conflict. As we are now in mid-June, everyone knows the situation, which is why Field Marshal Munir was invited here. Now bear in mind that President Trump left the G7 summit early, which left his day open. Had he stayed on schedule, he would not have had time for meetings today, and would have been engaged in activities related to the G7 summit. But by leaving early, this situation, which was initially only being handled by generals, has now escalated to the level where President Trump is directly involved. This meeting with Field Marshal Munir will primarily focus on the situation with Iran. Now, two things are important here. First, President Trump came back early from the G7, and this gave him time for this crucial meeting, which likely includes discussions that the generals were unable to handle or requests that they could not fulfill. It is also possible that the generals thought they needed more than what they were getting from Field Marshal Munir, which is why President Trump is being brought in. This is not a normal situation. It is extraordinary because Field Marshal Asim Munir is a 22-grade Army chief. He is not a head of state yet, which means that according to international protocols, he should not be meeting with President Trump directly. Such a meeting would only normally happen with a head of state. This is where the situation deviates. Since America's interests in the region are out of proportion to what is normal, President Trump is bending diplomatic norms to meet with an army chief who is equivalent to his own generals. So, this meeting is extraordinary. Next, it is clear that this meeting is about the Iran-Khalistan issue. Do not think it is about anything else. The main focus will be on how far Pakistan is willing to go against Iran. This could be based on the information that President Trump has been providing, including recent tweets, where he stated that Iran must fully surrender. He has made it clear that while they know the whereabouts of Ayatollah Khamenei, they will not kill him yet. However, if he agrees to sign an agreement, it will be better. This highlights the fact that the United States is now openly entering this war, and its interests in the region have become paramount. At this point, Pakistan's involvement becomes crucial. What will President Trump ask of Pakistan? The first thing he might ask is for military bases in Pakistan. In case the United States decides to go full-scale war with Iran, Pakistan's air bases will be critical. Afghanistan and Tajikistan will not provide these bases, and Iraq's might not be suitable for a major operation, but Pakistan could offer a good strategic location for such an attack. Now, you might say it is difficult for Pakistan to give these bases as there is strong public sentiment, especially among the Shiite population, who have deep religious ties with Iran. Pakistan could face internal backlash if it allows the United States to use its air bases. However, similar arrangements have been made in the past, like the Shamsi Air Base Agreement, where Pakistan gave a base to the United Arab Emirates, which was later used by the United States for its operations. So, something similar could happen now, where an air base might be given to another country and later used by the United States. Moreover, there could be requests for the use of airspace and even sea routes for naval operations. While the latter seems unlikely, there might be agreements to restrict certain areas of Pakistan's waters or to allow the United States to launch airstrikes from Pakistani bases. Another significant request could be intelligence sharing. Pakistan has a long history of intelligence gathering in Iran, especially since India has built its own intelligence assets in Iran. Pakistan has been involved in intelligence operations in Iran as well, and with thousands of Pakistani pilgrims traveling to Iran each year, it is not difficult to see that there could be intelligence gathering from within Iran. Israel and other countries have done the same in the region. Lastly, President Trump may also demand the closure of illegal oil smuggling routes between Pakistan and Iran, which has been a source of sustenance for Iran in recent years. Pakistan could be asked to seal its borders and stop smuggling to tighten the pressure on Iran. In conclusion, the situation with Iran has now evolved into a larger geopolitical conflict, which includes a nuclear deal and a potential regime change. President Trump will want to ensure that the entire region, including the countries like the United Arab Emirates, Qatar, Saudi Arabia and Oman, fully recognize Israel. The situation is leading towards a complete shift in the Middle East's political landscape. Even President Trump might make certain demands. In the past, Hamid Mir has stated that General Bajwa wanted Pakistan to recognize Israel. According to Hamid Mir, he even made this demand of Imran Khan, who refused. You have already heard all this directly from Hamid Mir on Pakistan television. So now, we have placed a few key points before you, mainly those related to Iran and what President Trump might ask for. I keep repeating that this meeting revolves around Khalistan and Iran. There could also be a discussion on rare earth minerals. Trump may bring that up too, given his interest. Imran Khan's release might also come up. Trump could potentially raise it, though I cannot confirm that 100%. Again, this meeting is happening due to the Iran-Khalistan conflict. Pakistan is now needed by America. The extent to which Pakistan will offer its support will be seen. In this context, Khalistan could be used as leverage. Human rights, rule of law, freedom of speech, election fraud, judicial manipulation. Whether Trump will want to discuss these or not, I cannot say. The letter written by 59 United States Congress members to President Trump has reached the White House. According to my sources, the White House called a senior congressman and assured him that this matter will be discussed. Whether that discussion takes place in this meeting or a future one is unknown. However, I can confirm that yesterday evening, actually Tuesday evening around 8 to 9 o'clock United States time, important members of the Pakistani diaspora had a conversation with a very close advisor of President Trump. This advisor was told, "President Trump is meeting the Field Marshal tomorrow. You promised us that you would work to uphold the rule of law in Pakistan, and based on that promise, we voted for Trump." The advisor replied an hour later saying, "I have sent a text message to President Trump, reminding him that the Pakistani diaspora voted for him on the commitment that he would help restore democracy, rule of law, freedom of speech, and help release Imran Khan." He also said, "I have personally promised this diaspora, please make sure to talk to the Field Marshal about this." In the message to Trump, it was written that what is happening to Imran Khan, false cases, fabricated charges, mirrors what the deep state did to Trump in the United States. The advisor reminded President Trump that Imran Khan is facing a similar environment to what Trump did. Now, whether Trump will act on this message is uncertain. I am repeating again, this meeting is happening because of the Iran-Khalistan situation. It was hastily arranged, it was not originally on the cards. The situation with Iran has changed drastically. Perhaps America would not have reacted so openly, but Iran's missiles reached Israel and caused more devastation than either Israel or America had expected. Had the Iranian response not been so intense, the matter might have been handled at the general's level with minor cooperation from Pakistan. But Trump, who always projects himself as a peace-loving, deal-making president, was forced yesterday to post 3 to 4 tweets openly threatening war. So in this changing landscape, the lot has fallen upon Field Marshal Asim Munir. Now, in the end, I will explain whether this is a lottery win or a liability. That is a discussion for later. What could the Field Marshal ask for or offer in return? He will not ask for an extension of his tenure, not openly. But if his meeting with Trump goes well and he provides the cooperation Trump seeks regarding Iran, then extension becomes almost guaranteed. It would be his unspoken desire. Imran Khan might be discussed. I will tell you later why that will come up. But definitely dollars will be discussed. Asim Munir will request more than just IMF assistance. He will ask for investment to help run the country given the dire state of the economy. He might ask for aid too. And if Pakistan's support is to be used in a war against Iran, then financial compensation will also be demanded. Then comes the matter of India-Iran relations. Asim Munir will surely raise that. Let us move toward the final argument. Give me 4 more minutes. President Trump will not be talking about Imran Khan out of love, but to get his own way. For example, if he is asking for military bases, intelligence sharing, conventional weapons, or Pakistan's involvement in the Iran conflict, and if the field marshal resists, Trump might apply pressure by asking, "By the way, what are you doing with Mr. Khan? Are you releasing him or not? I am under a lot of pressure." Trump could say, "The community here has been all over me about this. Even my advisors keep telling me to talk about it. I've been in office for 6 months and have not addressed it. What are you planning to do?" He might bring up Imran Khan to pressure the field marshal into cooperating fully. Now, this is not a conventional meeting. The American president is meeting a foreign army chief. There is a significant difference in office. Also, Asim Munir does not have strong communication skills. Trump, on the other hand, even if he does not have a vast vocabulary, is a tough negotiator. He will grill Munir and use the Imran Khan matter strategically. Let us summarize. What does Trump want? What is being offered? What are the stakes? I have explained all this. What is Asim Munir's challenge? Many people around him belong to the Shia sect. For example, Mohsin Naqvi holds strong ideological Shia beliefs. Wherever he goes, his influence is visibly strong, be it PCB, police, or other institutions. I'm not criticizing this or spreading sectarianism. I'm just explaining a concept. What will be the impact of Naqvi and others? Asim Munir's close circle, including his wife's relatives, also belong to the Shia sect. So, to what extent will Pakistan offer support against Iran? That is uncertain. But here is the subtle point. America does not want to impose foreign rule on Iran. They want a regime change from within, possibly to someone like Reza Pahlavi, who is also Shia, even if not practicing. There are many inside Iran who oppose the current regime. Will someone like Mohsin Naqvi, who allegedly has close ties with the United States establishment, support the anti-regime faction inside Iran? I think he might. Despite his religious commitments, his deep ties with America suggest he may make that compromise. Naqvi is often seen alongside the army chief, as if the field marshal depends on him more than the other way around. Now, let me make a final point before closing this week's segment. Within Pakistan, the Shia community includes many intellectuals. They have significant influence in media, intelligence, and bureaucracy. When I say penetration, I do not mean foreign agents. They are our own people, our brothers and sisters. I'm not spreading sectarianism. It is like saying Punjabis are more prevalent in the army or civil service. It is just a reality. Similarly, many of these Shia liberals are closely connected ideologically and religiously to Iran, and at the same time also to the United States Embassy. So they face a dilemma. On one side is livelihood, on the other is ideology. They are stuck. They cannot openly support or condemn Iran. It is like Jamaat-e-Islami, which collects funds for wars, but in this case they cannot collect funds for Iran due to sectarian reasons, and of course not for Israel either. They are caught between two clubs. So, in conclusion, though I cannot give a final conclusion because this is an extraordinary situation, no one predicted Iran's war with Israel would escalate like this. No one predicted that Iran's missile response would evade American systems in Iraq and Jordan, and even bypass Israel's 4 layers of missile defense, striking Tel Aviv and other places with devastating impact. Because of this extraordinary situation, America now needs Pakistan more than ever. Historically, Pakistan has always offered its support. That is why many countries in the region dislike us. Afghanistan, for example, resents us because we offered our support in someone else's war. Liberals like Musharraf because he held a glass in hand, danced, and appeared liberal. True, he gave some media freedom, but our liberals ignore how much damage he did to Pakistan, how he dragged us into foreign wars which allowed India to exploit our internal divisions and led to a decade of terrorism. Now Field Marshal Asim Munir stands at a crossroads. On one side are those around him, like Mohsin Naqvi, who will likely compromise. But no matter what happens, you should not be worried. Why? Because truth does not burn. Yes, it is a tough path. You will see things falling apart. You will feel like all efforts have gone to waste, but every crisis carries an opportunity. Whatever promises Munir makes at today's lunch will become his liability. I do not have inside information. This is just what my heart, conscience and mind tell me. No matter how much support he offers, the public will not support it. Maybe even the military institution itself will not back him. So let me end with one line. You may still worry, but I am telling you with complete confidence, looking into your eyes, there is no need to panic. Yes, it will feel like a storm, but I believe a new chapter is beginning where Munir will be in the spotlight. Whatever he has done in secret, he will now have to do openly. And whether he sides with America or not, it will become evident in the coming days. As for Imran Khan, already in prison, there is not much more that can happen to him. That wraps up our translation of Shahbaz Gill's video. I hope this English version helped you understand his message better. Please like, share, and subscribe to Awami Lens to help our community grow. Do not forget to leave a comment below and let me know what you thought of this effort.